My name is Tony Litt. I'm the MD of Sunrise Radio, and it's my immense pleasure to bring you the official Sunrise Radio podcast. We are the #1 commercial Asian station in the United Kingdom, with many firsts to our name, and we continue to be the voice of British Asians who have given us their love and loyalty over 30 years. It's a legacy we cherish and a responsibility that we don't take lightly. Our aim has always been to entertain the listeners with the best of Bollywood and Bhangra, while also addressing their concerns. A real voice for the community, a vibrant community, and a great nation. We are proud to be British and Asian. This podcast is a compilation of some of the things we do on the station, with a stellar lineup of presenters who each have their own personality and style. It's entertaining, informative, engaging, and we hope you will enjoy it here as a podcast if you are unable to tune in to the radio. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your family and friends about this podcast, and do leave us a comment on what you think. We'd love to hear from you. All the best always. Team Sunrise.
The UK's biggest Asian mix. Sunrise Radio.
So it begins. How are you? We are here Friday, the 26th of March, 2021. And you and I are together for the next 36 hours. Now, before we begin, I just want to take a minute out and say thank you very, very much to each and every one of you who has donated so far. It has been absolutely incredible, the amount of support that we have had. And as you know, we are doing this 36 radio marathon in support of our charity partner, CRY Cardiac Risk in the Young, preventing young sudden cardiac deaths through awareness, screening and research, and supporting affected families. Now, we are going to have some of those affected families speaking to us throughout the course of the next 36 hours. We're also going to have some cardiologists, researchers as well. They're going to be talking about their incredible research that they have been doing and ongoing with the heart. And of course, a huge lineup of celebrity guests joining us on the show. It is 11:30 on Sunrise Radio in the middle of the 36-hour marathon, and we are crossing over to Shilpa Rao. Shilpa, can you hear me?
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Good to have you, Shilpa. I'm doing a 36-hour radio show, and I'm very, very happy to have you part of it. Tell me about your day. How's it going?
Well, it's been a quiet day today. I'm home, and my entire family is home, and my brother is making burgers for dinner.
Oh, lovely. That sounds very, very nice.
Get better than that.
That sounds nice. Shilpa, tell us, how's the pandemic been for you? I mean, I know I spoke to you last year. That was the last time we had a quick chat. And this was when the pandemic was announced, and, you know, we all just didn't know what to do. So all of us, we all went to Insta Lives, which was actually really, really nice. So how has it been for you?
Well, obviously, I think right now, again, we're speaking, and as we speak, the numbers in India have risen. It's crazy here. Maharashtra is actually in a very, very bad shape. And the only thing that I would say is that there are a lot of us who are fortunate who can stay home and do not have to go out. We also live in a very fortunate society where things are very online. You can get stuff home. Your banking can be done from home. You can shop for food from home. I think we should take advantage of such things because there are many people who are not that fortunate, who have to step out for work. So let's help each other as society. The people who can stay home, please do not get out for leisure purposes. Right now is not the time. We are back again in a spot where we need to help each other out. And that's what life is. You need to look out for each other. And when the days are nice, yes, we will all get out on the streets and party together. I'm sure we're looking forward to that and we're hoping for that day. But till that day, at least let's be responsible for each other.
I think
we should do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's some really wise words from you, Shilpa. I think that's great. Thank you for putting out that message. Again, even in the UK, we're also in lockdown as well. You know, some schools have just only recently opened, and, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, things are starting to ease up a little bit here. But we still have a long, long way to go for that. But
sending lots of love to all of you guys there, and I wish you the best of health and a lot of mental peace. I think that these are the most, you know, the highest commodities right now. I think there's no substitute for these
absolutely. No, I couldn't agree with you more. Shilpa, let's talk about your music. I mean, how are the music side of things going for you?
Music, thankfully, has not stopped. We have been working from home, recording from home, collaborating from home, even recording from home, and mixing and mastering from home. So we've been doing all of that. So I guess music it's a very malleable kind of a medium, because it can be seen, it can be heard, it can be digitized. I think it's one of those very, very, you know, it can change form. So I think thanks to that music has kept us alive, not just be all the people across the world, and it connects us as people. Yeah,
it really does. What's one thing that you've learned about yourself, Shilpa, in this time that we've been going through?
That I'm good company. I can be with myself.
That's amazing. And you know what? That's so important. Being in your own company is very, very important. And I think one should learn to enjoy their own company.
I guess it's. I mean, we talk to everyone. We don't talk to ourselves. I think it's a great human being to talk to. You know, you should talk to yourself.
Yeah, why not?
It's a beautiful thing. If you just get a cup of coffee or chai or something and stare out and have a conversation with the universe, with yourself. I think you're quite normal to do that, actually.
Yes.
I don't think it's a weird thing to do. I think it's a very normal thing to do. And I feel like I said, people who are fortunate, please stay home. Please take care of your family. Please help those people who are not that fortunate. So that's what I'm trying to say.
And tell me, Shilpa, how is IPML going on? How's the whole experience of that show for you?
It's actually very, very awesome, because I'm performing my songs, my own songs in different avatars, and we're changing things, and then we're adapting it to the stage, adapting it visually. So I'm having a great time doing that. And it's such a long time that all the musicians had met, and it's so nice to see all of them and to see them perform, and we learn so many new things looking at each other. So it's a beautiful concept. People are showering so much love. Every little performance that I'm putting up, I get so much love from my fans. And we do it for the fans. That's all that matters, at least to me. Like everything I sing, everything I put out, all the music that I do, it's just for the fans. It's for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And you did put a video out of your Malang Unplugged performance. My God, one of my favorites, Shilpa. It really is. It really, really is. Honestly, it's such a gem, that song. And I've just played some of your songs on air. I mean, Aaj Jaane Ki Zid Na Karo, Subhanallah, Ghungru being, I think, this station's favorite song, and I think everyone's favorite song. So before I let you go, Shilpa, I'm going to pass it over to you and let you sing a few lines of whatever song that you want to sing for us today.
I'll sing something like, something that you can have fun with.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. क्या करने हैं उम्रों के वादे, ये जो रहते हैं रहने दे आधे, दो बार नहीं एक बार सही, एक रात की कर ले तू यारी, सुबह तक मान के मेरी बात, तू ऐसे जोर से नाची आज के घुंघरू टूट गए, छोड़ के सारे शर्म और लाज, मैं ऐसे जोर से नाची आज के घुंघरू टूट गए, के घुंघरू टूट गए.
Oh, Shilpa, we love it. Thank you so much. We love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all the music that you bring out. And I can't wait to hear more from you really, really soon.
Thank you so much. And lots of love, lots of warmth, good health, mental peace, love to everyone. I hope we can see each other in person soon and this crisis can be won again. So
I hope
lots of
so.
love.
Right back at you, Shilpa. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
My very special guest for this hour is none other than we see him every weekend on our TV screens. It is one of the lovely Indian Idol judges, Vishal Dadlani. Let's jump straight into it. How's this season of Indian Idol coming along?
It's been a lot of fun. I'm sure you can see it. I mean, it's incredible talent, and we're having a blast on air. So,
Vishal, how has it been different from like the last seasons? I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every time we watch it.
You know, it's incredible. So I have to be absolutely honest. I initially thought, these contestants, I thought they may be like professionals that have been hired to be contestants because they're that good when they showed up for auditions. But it turns out, they were just all free because of the lockdown and because the concert circuit is not functional. So we've had some really, truly incredible singers auditioning and being humble enough to become contestants on the show. So it's been an incredibly lucky season for all of us.
Absolutely. Vishal, you just mentioned lockdown, pandemic. The concert circuit is literally like not there at the moment. As an artist, how has this entire time been for you?
Well, it's two ways to look at it, right? I mean, the downside is that everything's shut. And, obviously the economics of the music business has taken a massive beating. The other way to look at it is it's a time to refresh, rejuvenate, reflect, and kind of, find yourself again as an artist, which is something that every artist really should be doing on a more regular basis. I know Shekhar and I, for example, have had lots of conversations about how we make music because we were both stuck in different locations for many months, and it gave us new perspectives on everything. And coming back from that it's been amazing. I know I speak from a place of great privilege in that not having to worry about where the next meal is coming from or rent or any of that stuff. Because I know there's people it's been really tough on in that way. But thankfully we've had the leeway to kind of reflect and sort of rejuvenate ourselves as musicians. So we've come back. Everything we've been doing since then has more heart and more beauty to it.
The industry has changed. Like, you guys have been in the industry for so many years and you've seen it go through completely different phases. How do you feel like it's changed over the years when you look at it?
The thing is, Shekhar and I have had the privilege of being part of the major change in the sound of Bollywood, for example, in when we started out. And from then on till about 2010, we kind of defined it. And then what happened is now it's become a little chaotic. Producers, directors, record labels don't seem to know what they're doing musically yet, but that's a regular thing. It's a state of flux, and it will settle. At the end of the day, in India and for Indian people worldwide, our films are always remembered after the film by its music.
Yes.
So you need character, you need flavor, you need a film to have a vibe that stays with the person watching it forever. It's not just a score, it's not just an accessory. It's as much part of the story or the experience as the film itself.
Yeah, and I think Jhankar Beats is something that it's a really great example of that, because from when that music and that movie was released up until now, we are in 2021, and that music still resonates with us. We still play it. We still love it. And I think that's the beauty. Like you said, it shouldn't be an accessory. It should be something that stays with us for many, many years to come. And I think...
Yeah, it's whether it's Jankar Beats or Om Shanti Om or, or even Sultan. When you think of the film, you will always think of the music. Music is how Indian people carry the films home in their hearts.
Sure.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, definitely.
It's when you sing the song, you watch the whole film again. It's like that. You remember the characters, you remember all of it. And then over time, the song takes on a life of its own. And sometimes, like when we, for example, when our generation listens to old music from the 60s and 70s, we may not even know what film they were from. But we know the songs. We know every word.
Listen, Vishal, thank you so much for being part of this 36-hour marathon that I am doing. I was very, very keen to have you, and we got you. But, of course, all the seriousness around it and the reason why you are part of this show, is there anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah, I mean, for whatever it's worth, anyone out there who's feeling... someone with the condition, the cardiac condition, who may, feel that they're having a really tough time, just need everyone to know that currently the whole world is having a tough time. Everyone's at risk, so everyone knows how you feel. You're not alone. We're all with you. And for whatever it's worth, reach out to the people close to you, and make sure you're surrounded by a circle of love and trust, who, at the end of the day, when needed, can be there for you, and perhaps that can be something that saves your life, or that's what can work for all of us. I have friends who have been young and affected by congenital heart disease. It's not knowing when it's going to strike is a terrible thing, but knowing that you have people to fall back on really comforts them. So I hope that works for everybody.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
I hope so, yes. Fingers crossed.
Thanks a lot, Vishal. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye. Hi, Sonu, can you hear me?
Hello. I can hear you.
Good stuff. How are you?
I'm good, thank you so much.
Good. What's happening? Where are you?
I just came home. I was out for some work, lining up few surgeries for a few people. I just finished the day's job, so back home.
Lovely. So, Sonu, it's been a while since we have spoken to you on this show now. And, this entire pandemic, you've spread so many smiles during this time. You've become this real-life hero. You've helped thousands and lakhs of people. You've helped people get home in the pandemic. You've helped people get jobs. You've helped students. It's like the list is a little bit endless, but take us through, some of the stuff that you've done and why you decided to do this.
Nisha, when I started helping these migrants go back to their homes, they were in a panic mode, not sure whether they'll be able to come back to their jobs or they'll be able to do anything in their life. So a lot of panic was there, like everyone in the world was scared, and they were not sure what's written in their fate now. So I used to ask them that when are they going to come back to Mumbai or whichever part of the country they belong to. They said, we are not sure when we're going to come back. And I realized that it's going to be a big problem with the jobs. So I started working to get them employment. I started this platform called Pravasi Rozgar, where I said, I'll connect all the employers and employees, and I will get them jobs. So that became very big. And when if they had any medical issues, they used to call me that, my mom is sick, I have a brother who needs brain tumor surgery or knee replacement surgery. So everyone used to call me, so I started helping them medically. And when the problem started with their education, so they started connecting me for education. So I started helping with the education thing also. So it automatically started growing and multiple fold with every day. And now there was a time when we talk about employment, where we talk about education, where we talk about the jobs, everything was, whether you talk about scholarships, everything was, there was one name and they used to call me, and I was trying my best to make that happen.
How lovely, Sonu. It's gone down in history, what you have done. And I'm sure you must have faced some sort of challenges whilst initiating these things and trying to and wanting to help, because where do you start from? You've helped so much, and in all different sorts of sectors, like you said, whether it's unemployment, whether it's education, whether it's health. What sort of challenges did you initially face at the beginning when you wanted to help people? Because this entire pandemic, it was all very new to everybody.
The main challenge was even I was not trained or equipped to provide all these facilities, but only I had a zeal to help them. I said, no matter what, I'll give my 100%. I'll try to help all these people. So I was learning every day. I was getting connected to universities, to doctors, to hospitals, to different brands so that I can get all these people some kind of job security. So I was also learning every day, but the zeal kept me going, and in no time, I was connected with the whole of country, and I was trying to do my best, and by God's grace, a lot of things got materialized. Lakhs of people got jobs. As of now, we're talking about almost more than 1 lakh people. We have already got them employment. Almost 1 lakh new jobs are already ready. Almost 2,200 students have got scholarships.
Wow.
And more than 1,700 surgeries. Where we talk about cancer surgeries, bone marrow transplants, kidney transplants, liver transplants, brain tumor surgeries, lot of surgeries. You name a surgery, we have done close to 1,700 surgeries. So yes, I don't know. It's not going to stop for sure. It's just a beginning, I would say. But like I said, I'm just trying to get it more organized so that it should pass on to the next generations also, even if I'm not able to do after a couple of years.
This is really unbelievable. And tell me, what do your family and your kids think about it? Like you said, you want to pass this on to the next generation. So what do both of your sons have to say?
Anushka, I learned everything from my mom and dad. My mom used to teach students free of cost all her life. My dad used to serve lunch of a shop every week. So that was those were the lessons that were taught to us, that you have to reach out to people who need you. And today, when we do so many things at home, even my kids, they see me doing it. They also receive so many messages on their social media handles that please connect us to your dad, and they send me those cases. Dad so and so, malnutrition, they're suffering from such a disease. Dad, please help him. So I try to reach out to them. So I feel proud that my kids also are trying to bring those smiles, are also trying to change those lives, and that's what I wish that they also keep on continuing the journey that we have started.
No, for sure. And I'm sure they definitely will. Now, let's talk about some of your entertainment side of things. And, you had a music video release with Sunanda Sharma, which did really, really well. What other projects are you working on at the moment?
Right now, I have just completed a movie called Prithviraj, which is a Yash Raj movie. Me and Akshay Kumar, we both are starring that film. So that we have completed. It's coming in Diwali. There's another film with Chiranjeevi, a Telugu movie, which is coming in May. The film is called Acharya. So that film I'll finish this month. So that will be up for release. Then there are a couple of film productions that I'm planning. We have shortlisted the scripts. We have taken a couple of rights from South. So those films will also be in the pipeline. So yeah, these are the projects that are there, and hopefully next year and this year we'll have at least 4 to 5 releases coming up.
That is amazing, Sonu. Honestly, you're unstoppable, you are. And Sonu Sood, finally, Sonu, as you are aware, this interview is part of a 36-hour marathon that we are in the middle of doing right now. And I'm so glad to have had you part of it. We're raising awareness for our charity partner, CRY, Cardiac Risk in the Young. We're urging that younger generation to make sure that their hearts are kept healthy and happy. Is there a message of support that you can give for this?
I've always been proud of you, Anushka, and now with this show, I think it's going to do another feather in your cap. Just keep rocking all this. And yes, all the listeners, you have to really, really take care of your health. The kind of stress, the kind of society we're living in, we don't have time for anyone, and we always ignore our health. And we have seen so many cases, so many young lives losing because of this cardiac arrest. Just get checked properly at regular intervals, get your family checked, your friends checked, and you have to take care of yourself more than anything else. So yeah, this 36-hour show is definitely a great cause that has started, and I feel blessed to be part of this journey, and just stay blessed, stay healthy, and just keep doing good in life.
Thank you so much, Sonu. And you honestly keep spreading the smiles. And I feel proud that we have a real life hero that is part of this show and that I also know as well. So I likewise and equally feel very, very proud of you, Sonu. Thank you so much. And on behalf of everybody that you have helped, thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure, and God bless you, and just keep shining on this.
Thanks, Sonu. Take care. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Here we go then with my absolute favourite, declaring it live on radio that Armaan Malik is my favourite. How are you, Armaan?
I'm good.
It feels like we have not even caught up in years.
I think it's a distant life that I met you.
Because normally, every time you come to London, you're literally in the studio. We have you here. We make sure we have you here. But thoda sa...
I make sure I always come.
Yeah. So it's been weird, Armaan. How has this entire pandemic been for you?
To be honest, 2020 was a great year for me. I kind of took a different route. I started doing English music and went global with my career.
Can I just stop you there and can I just say massive congratulations, Armaan. That was unbelievable. I mean, that was something really, really to be proud of. Now you may continue.
Thank you so much. It means so much when, people that matter to you. Anushka, you've always meant a lot to me.
Aww.
And when someone like you says that, it feels really awesome because you guys have seen my journey.
Yes.
From the beginning, from where it took off.
Exactly.
2020 was a landmark year for me. Even though when everything was going literally in the opposite direction of what we wanted the year to go. For me, I think it just opened so many opportunities and so many doors for me. I got to, put out music that I've always wanted to. In all my interviews with you, I've always mentioned I want to do English music. I want to put out pop music.
Yeah.
And finally, I got to do that in 2020. So 2020 was a great year, even though it was a pandemic and I was sitting at home and promoting my music. But it was fun. We got creative. We got to learn new ways and new things just by being at home. 2021 for me has been interesting, the first half especially. I have kind of like dabbled a lot more into South industry, the regional music.
Yeah.
One of my songs really popped off in the last year, Butta Bomma, which kind of which was from the movie Alla Vaikuntapuramlo, Allu Arjun's movie, which the song just became viral and it just put regional music on the map. And I kind of like devoted myself to a lot of regional music in the first half of 2021. And then obviously Main Hoon Na Tere Saath from Saina has just dropped. So yeah, it's been a great time for musicians and artists because we've never had this much free time on our hands to make music and put out music.
Exactly. And it's really nice because some of the other musicians that I have been speaking to have said exactly the same thing. They've said, although we were stuck at home, we have had so much time to create like new stuff and although like you guys have been creating stuff for many, many years, but this time, like I was speaking to Vishal Dadlani and he was saying like it's just all heart. We have put in so much love with everything that we have created in this pandemic. He said it's been so surreal. And
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
Yeah. Armaan, you've mentioned like you've done, your first international single, you've done regional music, you're still Bollywood, your independent singles as well. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. You've got your hands everywhere. Your voice is literally everywhere. But one thing I want to ask you is when Control came out, I think it was Times Square, billboards, Armaan, when I looked at that picture, I was just like, this is Armaan Malik in the middle of Times Square, New York. How was that feeling for you?
It was unreal because I actually had just taken a flight from New York and come to Mumbai. I was in LA shooting for Control's music video at the end of Feb. And I came back to India second week of March. And the song went live on 20th of March. And around that time, that's when the lockdown and everything was happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had no idea. We just got a mail from Spotify saying the whole team is really excited with Armaan's debut in English music, and we believe this is the first time that an Indian artist is going to be represented in this way. We're featuring Armaan on Times Square Billboard.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa, I cannot believe this is happening. And I was like, I am going to take a flight and go right back to Times Square and take a picture with my billboard.
Yeah.
But obviously that wasn't possible. But the thing was so unreal because here I was taking a very, very bold, brave step. I don't think an Indian Bollywood artist has ever kind of, embarked on a journey like this. Even though there are people in India who do sing English music, but to have taken this giant leap into a global world in global scenario of music, which is obviously so overcrowded in the world.
Yeah.
But here I was representing my country, which meant a lot to me because not a lot of Indian musicians are represented on a global scale.
Correct.
And that was my dream. That was my thing. Like, I want to put Indian musicians on the map. And if by taking one step, I can create 100 steps by other artists, that's going to mean so much. It was not a very Armaan Malik journey. It was the thing that I want to do this for everyone who's been feeling and wanting to do this for the longest time. And I'm glad, I'm grateful to God, and I'm blessed that I was the one who kind of got the opportunity to do that. Being the youngest and being the first Indian on that billboard, it just blew my mind. I don't know what. When I looked at those pictures, I was running in my house. Literally, if someone would have captured like a behind the scenes, you should have just seen me. I was so excited, and it felt like it was my debut, just like my first song ever.
How
lovely! My first English song. It just felt like I'm starting all over again as an artist, and that feeling was just amazing.
That is so lovely, and I can just hear it in your voice, Armaan. I can really hear the happiness, and you're there, you're the young generation, and you're a role model, you're an inspiration for thousands and thousands of people out there, and to see somebody like you make your dreams come true, you're a great role model. Honestly, you really, really are. Like you said earlier, we've seen your journey from literally day one to today. My God, Armaan, what a superstar you are. You have done such amazing things over the years. I feel proud. I feel so, so proud of you. Honestly, I really, really do.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and I feel like in a way, when I had done my debut concert in London at Wembley, that was kind of the beginning for me as an artist to tell the world that, hey, this is Armaan and I've arrived. And for me to be able to get the kind of support I got from you and everyone in London and UK for that show kind of boosted my confidence and just gave me so much more motivation to go ahead and do so many things. So in a way, I would love to credit a lot of the fans and listeners, and obviously you and stations and everyone who supported me from there. It just felt so good.
How sweet.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Armaan. Now, let's talk about, the recent song from Saina that has released. Honestly, it's just stunning. It's such a stunning song, my God. You, Amal, it's a huge film. Tell me a little bit about how you're feeling with the response of the song.
Well, we're just 2 days away from the release of the movie, and we're all on the edge of our seats because this is one of the few movies to release in the pandemic time, and just to be able to say that we have a Bollywood release coming out in a year, I think.
I know.
For a year, it was just silent. There was no Bollywood movies, no music coming out. And I'm so glad that back-to-back, Amal and I have been able to put out some really nice music. Main Hoon Na Tere Saath is me kind of coming back home. I went and had a lot of amazing, burgers and pizzas all around the world, and back to my dal roti and hindi. So,
love it.
Main Hoon Na Tere Saath is me coming back to my roots and the artist that I have been known for. People know me as a quintessential romantic singer. So it kind of gives me the feels that Bol Do Na Zara gave me. So me and Amal have come back together after a long time to give a song like this to our fans, and our fans and listeners have just been loving it.
Yeah.
And it's for me, as I rarely say this, I don't get too attached to my songs, because once I sing a song, I move on to the next project and next song.
Yeah.
But this song is very different. I listen to it every day.
Oh.
And I personally, I don't listen to my music, because everyone wants to hear my music when I'm there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, please, I don't want to hear it. It's done, it's gone, it's out in the world. I don't want to listen to it. But Main Hoon Na Tere Saath is very different. I wake up and listen to it, and I go to sleep.
Wow.
I listen to it and go to sleep. So it's I don't know, I think there's some magic in the tune. Kunal Verma has written some beautiful lyrics. The project itself is so exciting. I think me and Amal have had a lucky factor when it comes to sports biopics.
Yeah.
MS Dhoni.
You do? Oh my God, that is so true, Armaan. But having said that, you guys, I think you're quite magical, both of you together anyway. I think you guys, when you do come together, even I feel it's very special. And that really, it comes through with the music. So I think it's lovely. I mean, Main Hoon Na Tere Saath is just stunning. It is really, really stunning. It really is.
Thank you so much.
Now, Armaan, tell us what is happening next. I know, this song is just released, and I know you guys, the thing is, Saina is releasing in India, but obviously we're still in lockdown here, so we won't get a chance to watch it. But after this, what's happening for you? Like, what are you working on?
Well, I haven't really told anyone about this next song that's coming out, but I'm going to tell it to you.
Yay!
Koi Jane Na is a movie. I don't know if you have.
Yeah. The Kunal Kapoor one, na?
Come out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, the Koi Jane Na title song has been done by me and Amal, and we've collaborated with Kumar Paji, who writes amazingly and has written some of the biggest hits for both me and Amal. So Koi Jane Na title track, me, Amal and Tulsi have sung the song together.
Amazing.
So that's going to be dropping very soon. That's very, very different from Main Hoon Na Tere Saath and the other songs that I've sung. It's very cool. It's got a little bit of rock, Indian pop vibes. So it's
amazing. Wow, I'm so excited to hear that. And Armaan, finally, before I let you go, I'm going to leave it to you. You whatever songs you want to sing. If you want to do a mashup, you're more than welcome to do that. Or if you want to do just a couple of songs, a few lines, it's over to you. Whatever you want to do.
I would love to sing Main Hoon Na Tere Saath for the listeners out there. सांसों के एहसासों को यूं करीब रखता हूँ तेरी हर खुशी को दर्दों को मैं अपना समझता हूँ तू मुस्कुराए दिल यही चाहे डरने की है नहीं अब कोई बात मैं हूँ ना तेरे साथ ना कोई था ना होगा तेरे बाद मैं हूँ ना तेरे साथ कर ले तू पूरे सारे तेरे ख्वाब
Just beautiful. Just beautiful, that is, Armaan. So glad to have you as part of this 36-hour radio marathon. Thank you for being part of it. And just a small message from you would be lovely.
Well, I just want to tell all the listeners, all the fans out there, stay safe, be healthy. I hope you guys are doing well and spending time with your family, because we've understood in the pandemic that there's nothing more important than your loved ones and your family. So keep them very close to you. And keep spreading love. Keep listening to my music as always. And I can't wait to see you guys soon, and hopefully for a show or a concert. I can't wait to be back in London.
Yay, we too, Armaan. We really look forward to having you here, hopefully really, really soon. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Anushka. Speak soon. Bye.
Listen to our Bollywood queen, Anushka Arora, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. weekdays on Sunrise.
This is Anila Dhami on Sunday.
We're now going to speak to Nusrat Ghani, Conservative MP for Wealdon and lead Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy Committee member for the Forced Labour in UK Value Chains Inquiry. Good morning, MP Ghani.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on this morning. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. And we spoke to you back in November about these human rights abuses, and you explained to our listeners what had been happening there. And obviously now these sanctions have been placed on you. What do you make of them? How do you feel about this?
Anila, it's a strange place to be. As you said, the UK government, along with many European governments, sanctioned a number of Chinese officials. So these were people sort of the equivalent of parliamentarians or the equivalent of sort of people in charge of the region of Xinjiang and are very close to what's happening in Xinjiang. And sanctions were placed on them for mass human rights abuses because we know that there are over 1 million people in these prison camps. And the Chinese Communist Party has retaliated by putting sanctions on myself and my colleagues for raising human rights abuses. So this is how absurd this is. And I think the Chinese Communist Party's intention was to intimidate MPs and to stop us talking about the abuse of the Uyghur, but it's done the exact opposite because everybody wants to know why we have been sanctioned, and it means they are more interested in what's happening in Xinjiang. And the reason why the Uyghur situation is so difficult for people to understand is because of the scale of it. It's really hard, Anila, I think, for your audience to accept that over 1 million people can be in prison camps, that women are forced into being sterilised. And I think a lot of your audience will find one of the most brutal things that's happening in Xinjiang is that hundreds of thousands of Uyghur children are removed from their Uyghur parents and put into re-education centres because the Chinese Communist Party wants to break that relationship with their parents and does not want them to have any knowledge of their heritage, their faith, their language. It's a barbaric exercise. But the fact that I'm talking to you about it today tells you that the sanctions haven't worked. And I think there is a massive cultural misunderstanding by the Chinese Communist Party. If they thought they could get MPs to be quiet, then they've got it very wrong.
And of course, you know, you haven't been silenced, but these sanctions are there. What happens next? Because obviously you're talking here about the lives of real people and you're speaking up and you're speaking on the programme today. You've been doing interviews on this. And what happens now with the Uyghur Muslims? How, with these sanctions placed on UK MPs, how does that dialogue then continue to ensure that actually these real people who are, you know, facing these human rights abuses are being helped?
There's a couple of things there. First of all is that, you know, a number of us have been campaigning on this issue for a while, and I'm so grateful for you letting me to come on the show and talk about the report I did on UK business supply chains, because the reason it matters to us in the UK is that when they're in these prison camps, they are forced into labour and those products end up on our shelves, and I wanted transparency on that. But the sanctions have done a couple of other things. They have actually brought Parliament together, because an attack on an MP or intimidating an MP is intimidating all MPs and therefore intimidating Parliament. So there's now greater awareness of what China is up to. There is now greater awareness amongst my colleagues what is happening in Xinjiang. And there's a desire now to try and see what more we can do. The fact that sanctioned MPs in the UK and MPs around the world means that we MPs can use all the powers we have in our own national government, but do it in a collaborative way so we can put greater pressure internationally against China to say, look, if you've got nothing to hide, let us in, let the United Nations in. It also means we can put more pressure on the United Nations, which is failing here. The United Nations has never in its history investigated an ongoing genocide, so has not been able to prevent one. And the United Nations is being denied access to China, and it has to use every other power that it can to investigate what's happening. If it can't, then it has to declare a genocide, because the evidence that we have at the moment reaches every mark of genocide. We already have a country like America which has declared a genocide, and I think we need to work closer with countries like America and say, look, how can we work collaboratively to put pressure? How can we ensure that people are allowed in? How can we ensure businesses aren't complicit in slave labour? And also, China has a huge amount of power. The reason why they are putting sanctions on MPs in Western democracies is that we aren't under any duress. We will talk about what we think matters to us. And maybe your audience will be thinking, where's the rest of the world? But many parts of the world have such huge investment in from China that they're too afraid to speak up. And I think we in the West have to now collaborate and work out how we can be an alternative place to get investment, so people aren't reliant on Chinese money and therefore quiet when horrible things happen.
I want to touch on this because on Monday evening the government narrowly voted down a trade bill amendment that would have prevented the UK government from striking trade deals with countries implicated in genocide. How far can you really go when it comes to trade and stopping or blocking trade with places like China because of issues like Uyghur human rights?
Mm-hmm. So on Monday, you're absolutely right. It was a trade bill, and the amendment, the genocide amendment, was actually tabled in my name, so it was the Ghani amendment. And what we were saying was that you cannot have a preferential trade deal. We already trade with China, we trade with lots of countries, but you can't offer a preferential trade deal with a country that may be involved in genocide. Well, you're right, the genocide amendment, which was then tabled as the Ghani amendment, didn't win, but the government had a compromise, and the compromise is solid. But it wasn't as powerful as it could be for the Uyghur people. But because the Chinese Communist Party have put sanctions on us, it's actually done us a huge favour for the Uyghur movement. It now means that the Uyghur people are spotlighted and almost definitely have the opportunity to be putting their case forward. But you're right, Anila, we can't do this just with us in the UK. We need to form partnerships around the world. Countries like America are very forceful on this, countries like Canada, Australia, European countries, and in a way, there seems to be there's a battle taking place, and we either let China have its way with its values and its financial influence, or we're going to have to exert the authority that we have based on our values, and we're going to have to make sure that work is done with our global partners.
And I want to touch on your recent inquiry held by the BEIS, which you led, and the committee has now published a report on Uyghur forced labour in Xinjiang and UK value chains. One of the key recommendations was strengthening the 2015 Modern Slavery Act. Can you outline what you think a strengthened act should look like?
Okay, so the Modern Slavery Act is a piece of legislation that says British companies, have to go through their supply chain as much as they can and just basically show evidence that they're not using forced labour or slave labour. So British companies are doing their best to do that. But when it comes to Xinjiang, where the Uyghurs are, you can't even get in to do the most basic level of investigation. So there's a complete blind spot. So the report, which is done, is a cross-party report, and we took evidence from a number of institutions and businesses. We are saying companies then cannot confidently say our supply chains are clean and at the same time be in Xinjiang, because you have no sight, you have no visibility what's happening. So you have to be on a blacklist. And if you are able to show there's no slave labour in your supply chain, then of course you're on the white list, and then you can confidently say there's no slave labour in your supply chain. But there must be slave labour in your supply chain if you're in Xinjiang, because there are prison camps there. And if there isn't, then you have to be able to prove that there isn't. So that is the crucial thing that the report has said. And if there's a moment, if I can just explain to you all, there are lots of British firms trying to do the right thing. H&M comes to mind. It's a stellar firm. And for quite some time, it was trying to ensure that its cotton wasn't coming from Xinjiang, because they are forcing Uyghurs into picking the cotton without any pay whatsoever. So H&M did the right thing. They moved their cotton out of Xinjiang to other places in China. And China now has gone down hard on them. China is saying you cannot have shops to sell to Chinese customers in China unless you go back to Xinjiang and use forced labour. This is the way that the Chinese Communist Party is working. They are basically saying you work to our rules, and our rules are you have to use slave labour. And at the same time saying we don't have slave labour, but you can't come into Xinjiang and check. So we have to now work with the fantastic companies doing the right thing, and we have to try and reassert our values back into the international community, because it's ridiculous that the rest of the world has to abide by one set of rules and China can set its own standards which are so low compared to ours, because I don't think anybody that's listening to your show would want to go out and deliberately buy anything bought from slave labour, and we need to make sure the British customers know what they're buying. And the only way we can do that is by having transparency, and China won't allow any transparency when it comes to Xinjiang.
So just one quick question then. What next? Because you've obviously, as you've said, the sanctions are helping you put a spotlight on the situation and helping raise awareness. What are you planning to do next?
So, look, I reject the sanctions. Whatever it means to me, it's nothing compared to what's happening to the Uyghur. We will continue to campaign in Parliament, making sure that we talk about the Uyghur even more than before. We will do everything that we can to put pressure on the United Nations. We will put pressure on our government to say, the United Nations isn't working, so we need to have our own investigation and declaration into genocide. I think we should be reevaluating investment from China, because if China can threaten MPs over raising human rights abuses, we need to be wary what they might do next. And then we need to work collaboratively with our partners. We've got the G7 this year and COP6, two big events in the UK when President Biden is coming over. And we need to sit down and work with President Biden and say, how do we set up an alternative to China, and work out how we can assert our Western democratic values and make sure that we're not sucked into whatever China is trying to do.
MP Ghani, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Tune in every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon for Anila Dhami on Sunday, giving the British Asian community a voice on the matters of the day.
The UK's biggest Asian mix. Sunrise Radio.
It is time to get flirty at 8:30. I have an incredible single person ready to go, and they are joining me right now. But before we get them on the phone, you need to know this.
Calling all singles. Are you ready to get flirty at 8:30? Message the studio now and let the love doctor of Sunrise help you find love.
We have Bunna from Wembley. Hello, Bunna. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well indeed, I have to say. And it's a pleasure to be speaking to you on this wonderful Sunday. How's your day been so far? And happy Holi, of course.
Oh, yes. Happy Holi. It's been good. I think this summertime changing has really messed me up today.
I think you, me, and everyone, all of us, I think we're all probably a bit dazed right now as well. I think it's my puppy likes to wake up at the crack of dawn as well. And so he still did it this morning. Despite the clock change, he still decided, like clockwork at 6:30, I'll wake everyone up in the morning. So, yes, that's how he goes. But listen, it's such a pleasure to have you here. We want to get to know you. We want you to get flirty at 8:30. So we want to know everything there is to know about you. Actually, not everything. We're going to ask you a few simple questions. Yeah, don't worry. Listen, keep these short and sweet. No, we just want to get to know you a little bit. And if anyone out there likes the sound of you, and then I'm hoping I can make love happen here on Sunrise. I want to make love. I want to be responsible for the first Sunrise wedding, and even be the celebrant for your wedding. I even want to be the officiant for your wedding and say, do you take the Bunna to be your lawfully wedded wife, etc. So I want to make that happen for you. How does that sound?
Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. That's what it is.
I think there's going to be plenty of gentlemen out there who are going to love the sound of you. So first things first, though, Bunna, would you like to tell everyone your age? You don't have to, but if you don't want to, then I'd love to know, what kind of age range of man are you looking for in your life?
No, I'll give you my age. I'm 43 years old. So yeah, I'm probably looking for somebody 43 plus. 43
plus? I like the sound of that. Okay, cool. No worries. I fall into that category, but I'm married, so I can't be.
You're married.
Yeah, I know, exactly. All right, no, listen. Okay, so I'm going to ask you 3 or 4 very simple questions about you. So the people out there, the gentlemen out there, could get to know you a little bit more. And then if they like the sound of you, they can get in touch with me. And then maybe I can connect you two, and you two can have a date. So that's the plan.
Have you seen lockdown?
Hey, listen, lockdown eases tomorrow. You can meet 6 people outside. So, it's okay. You can do that.
I'll have 6 men outside, shall I?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get you 5 dates, right? So there's 6 of you out on a date together. All right. So first things first, I want you to tell me about the kind of person who would make your ideal soulmate. Like, tell me some of their qualities, what you find wonderful in a human being.
Oh, do you know what? Honest.
Honest,
Be kind. Yeah, be kind to each other. it's quite hard, isn't it? It's like I would like someone who's honest, with and the relationship is like a friendship.
Yes.
So you talk about everything. Like if you've got issues, you talk about it, and you support them. If they're doing something, you support them. If they're feeling down, you support them. They're always there for you, and like they help out, 50-50, helping out, doing everything together, having fun, giggles, having one of those days that you just want a pajama day.
You mean like pyar dosti hai, that kind of thing, right? Yeah, I like the sound of that. That sounds lovely. I think you're not asking for too much there at all.
No, I'm not. I'm quite loud though.
Yeah. A friend who's a lover as well. Your partner in crime. I love that. That's so sweet. Okay, so I want you to tell us, everyone out here, and myself, one fun, quirky thing about you.
Oh, God. I'm very loud.
In what context?
Loud.
To clarify.
Decibel loud. Like, really loud. You can hear me quite a mile away. Like, loud.
You don't seem loud to me. In fact, you've got kind of like a good voice for radio.
I've got a funny... Yeah, I woke up this morning with a sore throat, so I don't know if it's the time change or I had a gin last night. Does that make sense?
But you've got that sexy husky voice going on. It's kind of cool, actually. I like it.
Amit, you're married.
I am married. I'm not flirting with you. I'm just saying there's probably guys out there who are thinking the same thing as me. Don't be shy. We're getting flirty at 8:30. Don't be shy. It's all good. But okay, now I'm going to go to the next question as well. So listen, okay, you land a first date after doing flirty at 8:30 with someone, and you decide you want to cook for this individual. What would you cook them on a first date?
Ooh, I think it depends on, what cuisine that we both like, really. I mean, pasta's nice, but pasta can be messy, especially if you're wearing something white.
Yes, definitely. Oh my God, the amount of times I've done that, especially spaghetti. Don't do spaghetti on a first date.
Yeah. So I make lasagna. I like lasagna.
That's a good choice.
I can proper Gujarati food. Rotli, saag, dal, bhat.
DBSR, yeah? Dal, bhat, shak, rotli.
And then, but it depends. I think it depends on what that person's feeling, and if they do drink, then you can't really dal, bhat, rotli, saag with wine. It just doesn't work.
Gotcha. Fair enough. All right, I tell you what, one last quick question for you as well. What would be your perfect pizza toppings?
Do you know what? I actually like margarita with onions and garlic.
Ooh.
I'm so simple, but it's got to be so well done, like perfectly crispy but meltily, oozily cheese.
So not too fussy, are you, really, to be honest?
No. It's really easy. Margarita with, but the onions have to be sliced nicely, not those chunky ones.
Gotcha. I know exactly what you mean. Do you like caramelized onions? I'm a big fan of caramelized onions. Are you not a fan of that?
No. That kind of ruins pizza toppings. They're quite sweet after it's caramelized, so...
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen out there, or should I say gentlemen, not ladies, gentlemen out there, this is Banaf. She's from Wembley and she's looking for a guy around the age of 43. And if you like the sound of Banaf, get in touch with me right now. Drop me a WhatsApp and maybe I can hook you two up. And you've heard her. She's just got flirty at 8:30 with this really sexy music in the background. And I hope you've enjoyed as well. Banaf, did you enjoy revealing your soul to the world?
I did. It was nice.
It was good. It's like cathartic, isn't it?
I feel like an adult at the moment.
I love that. That's so cool. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure having you on. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to The Love Lounge with The Love Doctor, me, Amit Sodha.
It's time for the couples game. How well do you know your partner?
And we have the amazing Biraj and Sito on the phone. How are you guys doing?
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Really good. How are you guys?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Really good.
Lovely, lovely jubbly. Now you've got two lovely boys, haven't you? Are they on Easter now?
Yeah, they are. So I apologise, guys, but we're a real household, so you may have little voices in the background. Little
terrors and barking going on, yeah.
Exactly.
And barking, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they're on Easter break now.
Okay.
Just managed to get them back to school, and literally 2 weeks later they're back on holiday again.
I was thinking that as well. I was thinking these poor kids, they've just gone back and just got into the swing of things, and then they get a holiday. It's a hard life, right? Hard knock life for kids. God.
Absolutely. It's good fun, though. It's good fun.
Well, I tell you what, let's introduce you guys first. So this is, like I said, Biraj and Sito. Tell everyone how long you guys have been married, how long ago did you meet as well, how long you've been married, and how well you think you're going to do today.
So I suppose we met about 16 years ago. We met through sort of mutual family friends, as you do. And we've been married 14 years, or just over 14 years.
Yeah, it'll be 15 this year, isn't it?
Yeah. And in terms of I think I will know Biraj better than I think he knows me.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm feeling the pressure now after you said the last couple only got 1 out of 5. So I'm definitely feeling the pressure.
Is the beads of sweat starting to develop gradually? Glistening eyebrows and all sorts.
I don't want the marriage to end after 15 years off the back of this.
So a quick question for Sito, right? If he gets 1 out of 5, what are you going to make him do? What punishment are you going to give him?
Oh God. Well, no. What punishment will be? I refuse to cut his hair. So if anyone knows Biraj, knows that not cutting his hair is probably the worst thing I could do to him.
Yeah, it's been a saviour during this lockdown, but it's funny. Every time she does cut my hair, I always do think what revenge may she get on me.
Well, that could be.
She's done a good job so far, I have to say.
Oh, bless. Well, that's lovely of you to do that. Well, Sito, though, we're going to find out, right, how well Biraj knows you today. We could always do it in reverse next week, but who knows, right? Let's do it this way first. So what I'm going to do is ask Biraj to leave the room so he can't hear you.
Okay.
And when you're ready, Sito, tell me when he's out of the room and he definitely can't hear you.
Okay, I'm on.
All right. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, let's do this. So, Sito, we're going to get to know about you. I'm going to ask you 5 very simple questions. Just be as honest as you can, and let's see how well Biraj knows you. First question is, what is your favourite naughty go-to snack?
Maryland chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, that's a good one. I think that's one definitely a lot of people could relate to as well. I have to say that is pretty cool. So, Maryland chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to write this down. Okay, cool. Right. Okay. Question number 2. Who would you say, or what would you say, is your favourite song or music artist?
I have to say, all-time favourite, I think, for me from a young age is Beyonce. Definitely.
Oh, good one. I like that. Okay, I think my wife would happen to agree with you there as well. Yep. I love it. Okay, cool. Question number 3. Tell me one thing that's on your bucket list. So it could be like a destination to visit or something that you want to do, like, bungee jump or something. What is one thing that's on your bucket list, like at the top of your bucket list?
I think one of the things I really like to do, would be to do a skydive.
Ooh, nice. I like that. So you're not afraid of heights at all, then, I gather?
No.
I love it. All right, question number 4. Now, what's the best holiday destination that you have both been on?
Okay. I'm going to say Maldives.
Was that a honeymoon?
No, it wasn't actually. Our honeymoon was Hawaii. That was awesome as well. But the reason I didn't do Hawaii, you might pick that one up quite quickly, so I'm being a bit strategic. But Maldives was also amazing. All right,
cool. You're trying to trick him now. That's not fair. You can't try and trick him. No, that's all right. Okay, we'll put it down and we'll see what he says. Right, I tell you what, I'm gonna put Hawaii as well. And I think if he does say that, he should really get half a point. What do you think?
Okay, fair enough.
All right, cool. Fair enough. Last but not least, your favourite film?
Oh God, that's a hard one. Gee, that's a really hard one. What's my favourite film? I'm going to go old school, and one because it brings back a lot of memories, is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Which film is that?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yes, of course. I love it. Okay.
Go 80s.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a good old 80s movie.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
that's showing my age as well, isn't it?
No. Come on. I love that film. For me, that's iconic because I've seen it like 100 times. I absolutely love it, right?
Yeah.
It's a reminder, right? You know, if you don't stop and look around, you could miss life, right? I mean, that's like the iconic line. Okay, cool. Simple. See, that wasn't too bad, was it? It was easy for you anyway.
No.
Let's see how easy it is for Biraj now. Go on, get him back in. Come on, get back in. Here we go. Let's do this.
Like, he's back in?
All right. Are you guys feeling the sexy music in the background, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Bit jazz. All right. Okay, cool. Dude, could you hear anything that Sito was saying?
No. I went downstairs.
All right, nice. All right, perfect. All right, so I asked Sito 5 questions, and I'm going to ask you the same 5. You're going to try and guess what Sito answered, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So I asked Sito question number 1. What is her favourite naughty go-to snack?
A naughty go-to snack? Oh, I would say at the moment it's probably biscuits.
Any particular type at all?
Maryland cookies.
Okay, cool. No worries. Right. Question number 2. We will obviously tell you the answers at the end. Question number 2.
Okay.
I asked Sito what her favourite song or music artist is. Now, I'll give you a clue. She went for artist. So who do you think she said is probably her favourite music artist?
Her favourite music artist? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to go with something like Michael Jackson.
All right, cool. Nice. Good choice. All right, question number 3. I asked her to mention one thing that was on her bucket list as close to the top as possible. What do you think is one thing that she would like to do that's on the top of her bucket list?
Oh, okay. I don't think it will be like a destination or something. We like to do a lot of travelling anyway, so I reckon it's going to be something. She always comments when she sees like people's posts and stuff, like doing things like bungee jumps and stuff like that. So I reckon it would be something to do with jumping. So I'm going to say a bungee jump.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries. All right. I would love to do that at some point in the future as well. Let's see what she said, though. Question number 4. The best holiday destination that you both have been on?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to say our honeymoon, Hawaii.
So you think Hawaii? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Because we went to different islands, but it was just amazing, and we talk about it loads and wanting to go back at some point. So I'm going to say Hawaii.
Nice, and rekindle those memories, eh? Okay, cool. And then, last but not least, I asked her. Now, this is a difficult one, but what was her favourite film? And it could be Hollywood or Bollywood or anything. But in this case, we will say that it's a Hollywood film. So, what do you think she said as her favourite film of all time?
Okay, it's definitely not going to be Bollywood because I know she doesn't like Bollywood films.
Hey, you're on a Bollywood station right now. Don't you're going to get lynched, bruv.
But I think she loves the old school stuff. So I'm going to say it's probably going to be like a comedy related. Oh, so she was talking about coming to America recently. So it could be that, but I think she likes watching. That Ferris Bugle. Is it Ferris Bugle? I don't even know.
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, yeah? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the Day Off one. That's the one. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, cool. No worries.
That one.
All right.
That or Coming to America. I don't know. It's one of those two.
Okay, cool. No worries. Right. Okay, let me just do the complex math here. This is quite difficult for me to work out how many you scored. Hold on. So. Okay, cool. But I have to say, right, you were so close on some of them, though, I have to say, right? So, your final score, drum roll,
go on,
was... I'm going to long this out as long as I can.
Go on.
Your final score was 2.5 out of 5.
Oh.
That was about
2.5.
But saying that though, actually on some of them you were really kind of like you're on the right track, I think. So all right, let's go through them. So first one, basically, favorite naughty snack, you had it spot on. Maryland cookie, she said the same thing. absolutely correct on that one.
Because literally, that's the only biscuit she buys when she does shopping.
Made that one.
I'm like, where's the other variety of biscuits? She only buys these one biscuit. So,
I do the online shopping, so please believe.
Yeah.
But the problem is, one packet literally lasts one day in our house because someone sniffs them so quickly.
Oh, trust me, we know that feeling. It's all good. It's all good. Right, okay.
Cool.
Question number 2, favourite song or music artist. Now, you said MJ, but she went with Beyonce. So, like two very big icons there. And I thought, you know what, it's quite a hard one to get specific, but I think you're kind of on the right track there. So.
Yeah, thinking about it now, I should have got that one. When we went to Beyonce concert, I know that was a big thing for her. So, I should have got that one, to be fair.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Question number 3. You were very close. It was something to do with jumping, right? So I'm going to give you, I think we should give him an extra half point for this one as well. So let's say it was 3 out of 5, because she said skydive, but you did say it was something to do with jumping. So you did say bungee jump. So so you weren't far off. So I reckon we should bump you up to 3 out of 5, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. That's not too far off.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. So question 4, this is where we also gave you half a point, because we were talking about this and we said about the best holiday destination. So she also mentioned Hawaii, but her favourite was Maldives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we always talked, that was an amazing holiday as well, but we always talked about wanting to go back to Hawaii at some point. So I thought she might have picked Hawaii on that basis.
Nice. You both fancy pants, aren't you? Going to Maldives, Hawaii. Oh, it's a tough life for some people. No. And last but not least, you got absolutely spot on. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is what she said.
Yeah.
I think that deserves a round of applause, because these are
good stuff.
sometimes.
So that's 3, not 2.5.
Yeah, 3. We'll give you 3 out of 5 there. 2 halves there.
That makes me feel a little bit better now.
Okay, but the question is, Sito, are you happy with that? The fact your husband scored 3 out of 5 after 16 years?
He did pretty well. He did actually. He actually stayed on track for most of them. He wasn't too. At least he didn't say anything far-fetched like take that or something.
Oh yeah. Well, I think you're way too lenient, Sito. I think he should have scored at least 4.5 out of 5.
4,
yeah. I mean,
I was aiming for 4. I'm disappointed I didn't get the Beyonce, to be fair.
Yeah. No, but it is quite a tricky one sometimes, because they're non-specific questions. So, but you know what? I have to say, you both did absolutely fantastic. So, big round of applause. Big round of applause to you guys, because you were just phenomenal. So I just want to say thank you guys for taking part. It's always it's a bit of fun, right? You were nervous at first, but you're probably it was quite enjoyable at the end, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having us on.
It was fun. So anyone else out there, to any couples out there who want to take part, you can always get in touch with me, and this is how it goes. It's that simple. It's not that hard. So if you want to do it next time, just get in touch and let me know. But once again, Sito Biraj, thank you so much. Big love to you guys and your little boys and your little doggy as well. It's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned to Sunrise Radio, the UK's biggest Asian mix. I'm, of course, the Love Doctor, Amit Sodha.
Catch our love guru, Amit Sodha, between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. every Sunday for that chill out zone.